Hello viewers, in today's class we are going to solve this integral, and here we have to integrate square root of 1 plus x over 1 minus x dx, right? So let us first call this integral as I, right? And here the condition is x is not equal to 1. Now in order to evaluate this integral, we are going to use the substitution method, right? The substitution method. And while using the substitution method, uh, we should take an appropriate substitution, right? So here we'll take x is equal to cos theta, right? So let x is equal to cos theta. So dx is equal to minus sine theta d theta, right? Okay, now substitute x is equal to cos theta in this function and replace dx by minus sine theta d theta. So now this integral becomes square root of 1 plus cos theta divided by 1 minus cos theta, and dx is minus sine theta d theta, right? Now here we'll use an important identity from trigonometry, right? So we know that cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta. So therefore cos theta becomes 1 minus 2 sine square theta over 2. Similarly, cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1. So therefore cos theta becomes 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1. So now this formula gives us 2 sine square theta over 2 is equal to 1 minus cos theta, and this result would give 2 cos square theta over 2 is equal to 1 plus cos theta, right? So now this integral becomes square root of 1 plus cos theta. So for 1 plus cos theta we have 2 cos square theta by 2, and 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sine square theta by 2, and here we have minus sine theta. Now sine theta can be written as 2 sine theta over 2 cos theta over 2, and here we have d theta, right? Because sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta, and if we take half angle then sine theta is equal to 2 sine theta over 2 cos theta over 2, right? So that's why we have replaced this sine theta by 2 sine theta over 2 cos theta over 2. So viewers, here we must remember that we are using three important identities, right? The first one is this, the second one is this one, and the third one is this, right? Okay, so now we have 2 and 2 get cancelled, so we have cos theta over 2 divided by sine theta over 2, and here we have minus 2 sine theta over 2 cos theta over 2 d theta, right? Okay, so now here we see that this term and this term get cancelled, right? And we have integral minus 2 cos square theta over 2 d theta, right? Now again we'll use this result, because 2 cos square theta over 2 is equal to 1 plus cos theta. So here we'll replace this term by 1 plus cos theta. So therefore I becomes equal to minus integral of 1 plus cos theta, right? And here we have d theta. Okay, now the integral of 1 d theta is theta, and the integral of cos theta is plus sine theta, right? And c is the constant of integration. So now I can be expressed as minus theta minus sine theta plus c, right? Now the original integral is in terms of x, so now we have to express our result in terms of x. So what we will do, from here we can write theta is equal to cos inverse x. So we can easily replace theta by cos inverse x. And here we have sine theta, so sine theta can be written as square root of 1 minus cos square theta. So we have 1 minus cos theta is x, so here we have x square, right? So here we have square root of 1 minus x square plus c, right? So this is the required integral of this function, right? Now viewers, here I would like to mention one important point. See, here we have got this result, right? Now from inverse trigonometric functions, we know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi over 2, right? So cos inverse x can be written as pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Now if we replace this cos inverse x by pi by 2 minus sine inverse x, then we'll get I is equal to minus pi over 2 minus sine inverse x minus square root of 1 minus x square plus c. We have minus pi over 2 plus sine inverse x minus square root of 1 minus x square plus c, right? Now we see that minus pi by 2 is a constant, and when we subtract this pi by 2 from c, then we'll get another constant, right, which is denoted by c1. So we can now write this result as sine inverse x minus square root of 1 minus x square plus c1. So this can also be one of the result which can be taken for this integral, right? So these two results are equivalent.